there's a couple of, like pivotal moments in Buffalo's weather history, and 1985 is clearly one of them with this blizzard. Basically, the month started off very warm. January 1st, temperatures were in the 60s in Buffalo. And then, of course, 2.5 weeks later, a very strong, deep dip in the jet stream brought down a tremendous amount of cold air. And this blizzard came in two phases, Dave. You had one area of low pressure spin up in a perfect position to bring heavy snow and wind to western New York, followed by a second one that turned into a bomb cyclone, a term that you hear a lot about now. That's when an area of low pressure deepens so quickly to such a strength and such a hurry that you can whip up very strong winds and very heavy snow. And we had 15 inches one day, and then 2 days later we had another 15 or so inches, bringing a total of like 33 inches of snow to western New York.
And of course, a lot of people confuse the term blizzard. Back then you had to meet certain criteria.
Mm-hmm.
This one did. I mean,
yeah.
I looked at, it seemed as though we had like 30 inches of snow. We had sustained winds that were pretty substantial. Mm-hmm. It was bitter cold to begin with.
It was very cold. I mean, after the blizzard, temperatures dropped into the single digits. We had below zero readings. The lake was frozen over, so you had that element too. This one was a blizzard. I think it was about a 24-hour long blizzard in terms of the amount of time you hit the criteria. And blizzard is not the amount of falling snow. It's the amount of snow or blowing snow and visibility. When you go below a quarter of a mile of visibility with blowing or falling snow for 3 consecutive hours, then you have a blizzard. This one lasted a whole day.
You mentioned that, that we had it was a two-part. We had this thing that was bad enough, pretty bad snowstorm, but we weren't done yet.
Right, and that is what I am so curious about, is to see how meteorologists dealt with it during the time. Did they see two phases of this? Was that apparent? I looked at the weather maps and I can see, okay, a very deep area of low pressure developing, followed by a second one. It makes sense now when you're Monday morning quarterbacking, but was that forecast leading up to the storm? It was two areas of low pressure, the second one stronger than the first.
And so in the annals of storms, this was a pretty good one.
Oh, 100%. The amount of snow, the cold, the wind, all of the things, if you will, with a blizzard. We, of course, have recency bias, given what happened here a couple of years ago. That storm, by the way, here locally, was worse than 1985, our 2022 storm. However, this one, for the mayor to make the comment that he made, clearly they saw this coming as a powerhouse storm. I just don't know if they saw it coming in twos. But yes, this had all of the aspects of a major crippling storm here in Buffalo.
And of course, so then you know, I mean, the storm is probably remembered most for a quip by the Buffalonian in charge.
Yeah, the blizzard of 1985 would be remembered anyway, but there's a special place in the annals of Buffalo because of the mayor's comment about having a libation or two during the storm.
Which he said,
Right.
I just advise everybody to grab a 6-pack and stay inside.
But the reason why I feel like that comment was relatable, it was real talk. People heard that. They don't always hear, make sure you dress in layers, make sure, you have a supply in your car that'll keep you from a winter storm's, worst. All of those things that you hear warnings about. For the mayor to say that, I think got people's attention and inevitably kept people inside.